You know that feeling, right? Waking up with a scratchy throat, a stuffy nose, or maybe a fever, and you just feel like your body is letting you down. But what if I told you that those super annoying symptoms aren't a sign of failure at all? What if they're actually a secret language, your body's own way of protecting you?
So that really brings us to the big question. When you feel sick, is your body failing you, or is it actually fighting for you? That's what we're going to unpack today, decoding what those signals are really trying to tell us.
All right, first up, let's open up your body's protective toolkit. I think you're going to be surprised to find out that some of your absolute least favorite symptoms are actually your most effective lines of defense.
Let's start with, well, everyone's favorite topic, mucus. Yeah, I know it's gross and annoying, but it's also your body's sticky shield. Seriously, think of it like flypaper for germs, dust, and all sorts of other irritants. It brilliantly traps all that junk before it can get deep into your lungs. It's a true unsung hero of your immune system. Okay, what about a fever? When your temperature starts to rise, it's not random. Your body is intentionally turning up the thermostat. And the strategy is pretty brilliant. That extra heat creates this really hostile environment where a lot of germs just can't survive. At the same time, it helps your own immune cells work faster and more effectively. Pretty smart, right?
And that nagging cough? It's not just a symptom, it is a powerful physical reflex. A cough is literally designed to forcibly blast all that mucus, along with the germs it just trapped, right out of your throat and lungs. It's like your body's own personal bouncer, making absolutely sure the airways stay clear.
Now, swelling, it can look and feel pretty alarming, but it's often a sign that the cavalry has arrived. When you get an injury or an infection, your body sends this rush of extra blood and immune cells straight to the scene of the problem. That inflammation, it's the very first step in the repair process. It's a clear signal that your body's on the job, working hard to heal.
And you knew it was coming, we have to talk about diarrhea. It's actually a crucial defense mechanism. Think of it as your body's emergency flush system. It's a super rapid response to get harmful bacteria, viruses, or toxins out of your gut and fast. It's definitely not pleasant, but it's an incredibly effective way to protect you.
But, not every signal is as clear-cut as a cough. Some of your body's messages are way more complex, and it's really important that we learn how to decode them without just jumping to conclusions. Just think about that overwhelming feeling of fatigue when you're sick. That's not a weakness, it's a deliberate biological strategy. Your immune cells release these proteins called cytokines to fight an infection. And guess what? Those same proteins signal your brain to slow everything down. That's what makes you feel so tired. Your body is basically pulling the emergency brake, forcing you to conserve energy so it can focus on healing.
So what about food cravings? It is so tempting to think they're a direct order from your body for a specific food, but it's usually much more complicated than that. Sure, cravings can be driven by a real need for nutrients, but they're just as often influenced by hormonal shifts, emotional triggers lighting up your brain's reward centers, or even just simple everyday habits. And in that same way, weight gain is a really complex process. The idea that it's just your body storing toxins is a complete myth. The reality is, it's a response to a whole ecosystem of factors. Everything from your hormones like cortisol rising with stress, to your metabolism, your sleep quality, your genetics, and your lifestyle. Your body isn't failing, it's just responding to its environment.
Okay, this brings us to a really critical point. Because while understanding our body's defenses is super empowering, we have to be extremely careful about misinformation. So let's shift gears for a minute and separate some helpful facts from some truly dangerous fiction. There are some ideas spreading online that aren't just scientifically wrong, they are genuinely harmful to your health. And it is vital that we're all able to recognize them. So let's take a second and clear up some of the most dangerous ones right now.
Let's be perfectly clear about this one. The dangerous myth that a tumor is the body's good response to trapped toxins is completely false, and believing it could cause someone to delay critical treatment. The scientific reality is this: tumors are abnormal, uncontrolled cell growths that must be evaluated by a medical professional, period. And this dangerous logic pops up in other myths too. No, viruses are not detox bags. They are infectious agents that invade our cells and make us sick. The single most important takeaway here is that not every single thing the body does is a productive healing response. Some symptoms are red flags for serious illnesses that need urgent medical care.
So, how do we actually put all this information together and use it wisely? Well, it all comes down to building a partnership. A partnership between listening carefully to your body and listening just as carefully to your doctor. And that really brings us to the core message of all of this. Respect the amazing, intelligent design of your body. Appreciate its incredible ability to protect and heal itself. But, and this is a big but, stay informed, stay critical, and always recognize when it's time to get professional medical advice.
So your body's signals, they always have a purpose. They're pieces of information. But you have to remember, information needs the correct interpretation. These signals are not always signs of something good, and sometimes you absolutely need an expert to help you read them correctly. So I'll just leave you with this final thought. After everything we've talked about, from the real purpose of a fever to the real danger of these myths, what's one body signal you'll think about a little differently from now on?